including one woman saying he raped her when she was just 13. That same woman sued Trump in 2016 over the claims, but dropped the lawsuits shortly after bringing them. The White House points to a Justice Department statement that the files may include, quote, fake or false submitted images, documents, or videos. And Trump has always denied such allegations.
In July, the Department of Justice said that we had reviewed the files, the quote, Epstein files, and there was nothing in there that allowed us to prosecute anybody.
Still, the files have put a number of high-profile people in an unwanted spotlight. A series of photos appears to show former British Prince Andrew kneeling by a woman or girl on the floor. There is no context, and CNN's requests for comment were not immediately answered. Billionaire Elon Musk has previously said he refused an invitation to Epstein's island. The documents suggest he wanted to be there for the wildest party. After the release, Musk posted, "I have never been to any Epstein parties ever and have many times called for the prosecution of those who have committed crimes with Epstein." Howard Lutnik, Trump's Secretary of Commerce, said he and his wife decided to cut ties with Epstein 2 decades ago.
My wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
Yet the documents point to at least a couple of attempts to socialize with Epstein after that. The Commerce Department says Secretary Lutnik had limited interactions with Mr. Epstein in the presence of his wife and has never been accused of wrongdoing. Another one-time top Trump advisor, Steve Bannon, appears in the files, at times mocking the president, and the famous names go on, though notably many show no links to any potential illegality. Dinner invitations for Woody Allen, Martha Stewart, and Katie Couric, who said here, "I know you're not a foodie, but the lasagna was rockin'." Billionaire Richard Branson, New York Giants owner Steve Tisch are mentioned, and so is Brett Ratner, seen in a photo on a sofa with Epstein and some young women. He's the director of that new Melania Trump film. The new release brought at least one fresh controversy, too. The New York Times raised the possibility that the Justice Department had released nearly 40 unredacted images showing both nude bodies and the faces of the people portrayed, noting the people in the photos appeared to be young.
One, protect Donald Trump as much as possible. And we've seen a number of times where they've posted something about Trump and then they've removed something about Trump on their website. So it looks like they're seeking to protect him, and then bizarrely, I don't know what the motive is here, they are exploiting the victims even further by outing them in ways in these new releases.
President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight, this guy. He's a terrible, I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that, because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election. So Epstein was conspiring with a writer for me to lose the election. So right there, you know that I had nothing to do with this guy. But yeah, it's a terrible thing. The amount of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was alive, like 10 years ago, nobody cared about it. But they're only doing it. But now it's really hitting back on them because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it. And the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. So I think you're probably going to see a little pullback from them. But think of it, they were working together to try and help me lose the election. But this is the Oval Office, so I guess that didn't work out too well. Okay, one more question.
Former President Bill Clinton and his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, have agreed to appear for an in-person deposition by the House Oversight Committee. Lawmakers want to know about their possible connections to the late Jeffrey Epstein. The Clintons reverse course after months of pushing back against testifying before Congress. They push back and then reverse course, just as the House is expected to vote this week on whether to charge them with criminal contempt over the matter. In the UK, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is urging the former Prince Andrew to testify before their version, or before Congress as well, American Congress. The former royal appears to be shown in photos like these in the latest release of files, in addition to previous claims of abuse in connection to Epstein. The former prince has repeatedly denied all allegations of wrongdoing and said he never witnessed or suspected any of the behavior that Epstein was accused of.
我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。